This day 918 Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi sponsored for his chus for Shidduchim. May be effective. Today we're doing Siman Tafresh Zayin Sifhei, Tafresh Tes Zayin Sifhei, Tafresh Yud Ches Sif base. Hey, Zershon Tour. The Torah says, Tino Kabari, a healthy child, Mechanica shows he starts fasting for hours, partial fast, Bishnas Yud Yirav when he's 10 or 11. Shnas Yud Beis Yugim Lashim Rabbanim when he's 12 or 13. He completes the fast, the Rabbanim. This 13 is 10 and 12, and 12 and 13 are not our 10 and 12, so 12 and 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. Shnas Yud means in the 10th year of his life, which by us we call 9 years old. Shnas Yurav is in the 11th year of his life, which we will call in our parlance 10 years old. So 9 and 10 years old, they fast for part of the day. Shnas Yud Beis is when he's 11 years old, 12th year of his life. Yud Gimel is when he's 12 years old. That's why it's still under Bar Mitzvah, Mashim Rabbanan. Shnas Yudam, when he's in his 14th year, which is when he has turned Bar Mitzvah, Mashim Torah, he completes the day Midah Raisa. Vacholet, and say person, in other words, a child whose Sheinu Chazak, his ball tinus is not strong enough to sustain the tinus. You start doing hours when he's 10 or 11 years old. Shnas Yud Gimel, Mashim Rabbanan, when he's 12. He completes the task, the fast Midah Rabbanan. Shnas Yudam, when he's 13, Mashim Torah completes the Midah Raisa. And girls who are considered mature and grown up a year before a boy, shows how they go. You train her to fast hours. Shnas Tes B'Yud, when she's 8 years old or 9 years old. And 9 years old. Shnas Yud Beis, and when she's 10 years old, 11 years old, Meshlemes Rabbanan, she completes the Rabbanan. Shnas Yud Gimel, when she's 12 years old, Meshlemes Raisa, she completes the Midah Raisa. If she's sickly, shows. You start educating her for hours. B'shnas Yud Yirav, when she's 9 and 10. Meshlemes Rabbanan, B'shnas Yirav Beis, when she's 11. She doesn't completes the fast of the Rabbanan. Midah Raisa, Shnas Yud Gimel, the Raisa, when she's 12. Just like you train them when they are in terms of eating. You also train in terms of washing and anointing. End quote from the Torah. The Torah says that to train them not to wash and not to anoint. That's the entire day, because there's no point in doing just shows for any reason. Vav aval rambus per base because of kotam and tesha ben eser bechanchil solo shows. The way the Arukh HaShulchan is learning, it seems that he's learning it as a machlokas. But here, it's not necessarily machlokas, because ben tesha ben eser could be talking about I don't know, maybe not. Let's see. Katan ben tesha, Katan was 9. Let's assume that means 8 years old. Chayin Eser, 9 years old. Chayin Chosel shows he fasts part of the day. Ben Yurav Shara, 10 years old. Ben Zohar Nekeva, male and female. Beside Mashi, they complete the fast the entire day. B'divrei Sar Rabbanan. Ben Chanukah mitzvahs in order to educate the mitzvahs. Bas Yud Beis Shara V'Yom Echad, when she is a 12 years, meaning she completed 12 years of her life, and what Yom Echad means, it's the day, her birthday, the next year. The Yom Echad is the birthday. Ben Yugel Moshav Yom Echad, and a boy who is 13 and 1 day old, Shevir Shtei Saros, if they have 2 hairs, mitzvahs, they are adults for purpose of mitzvahs. Mashim Torah, they have completed the fast Midah Raisa. If they do not have 2 hairs, they're still children. They don't have to complete the fast Midah Rabbanan. A child who's less than 9, In this case, less than 8. A money most of Kippurim, you don't make a fast Yom Kippur, so you shouldn't come to danger. I can't show and go for the Rambam. A feeling wrote even a child that young wants to mark himself, we don't allow it. The Pagos me Ben Test, Yoda is talking his less than in his 8 years old, and it can be in danger. Achlosam totally but still gets hashas. The machlokas which exists here is which when they're shows, when they're mashlim, that's according to Sukkot Hashas. I don't have the patience to figure it out. If we learned the Rambam that his Ben Tesha and Ben Eser is in fact what we call nowadays colloquially 9 and 10 years old, then there wouldn't be a machlokas, I think, between him and the Torah. So because we assume the Rambam is also going with this approach that Ben Tesha means 8 years old, that we have here him being more machmir. Mishnah Berurah says in terms of chinuch for shows, in terms of completion, Chachamim did not want to be machmir more than for a woman more than for a man. So they made not like Arukh HaShulchan say, they made it equivalent for a healthy girl. She fasts for shows from 9 years, which presumably is when she is 8 years old. And that's more like the Rambam's approach. Especially Umala. Oh, we're talking about a girl. Yeah, no, so start from 8, according to, yeah. So sorry. So they, I'm not sure what it means. For a healthy girl, it's from 8. Not a healthy girl, it's from 9. Okay, Mishnah says Mishnah does not mention the condition that they be healthy in the year before they become bar bas mitzvah, because it doesn't matter, I guess, at that point, because we don't take the health into account if it's the year before the bar bas mitzvah, unless, of course, it's a type of health issue which even an adult would not fast. Zayin. V'yesh mir was saying, which is over. Some rabbis hold the Midrabanan like Ashlomo Klaus. No such thing as completing the fast Midrabanan. The Pasuk Rabbi Yochanan Bagmar, the Pasuk Rabbi Yochanan Gemara Shomer Kena, and Shamu says it that way. Chena Minhag Olam, that's the Minhag Olam. That there's no people. People very often people are not mashlim all before their bas or bar mitzvah, or if they are, it's the only the last year. I must have to rely on this for a child who is weak. Sounds it's not strong to fast. The Shmuel says by a healthy boy, a healthy child, you should not be lenient. And that which boys not meticulous to fast now when they're 11 is because in our day and age there's a weakness in the world, and no child is considered to be healthy unless you know that he is healthy and strong to tolerate. And that is about the Arukh HaShulchan is basically going to say right now. Today, normally, most of the time, with children learn. I guess they don't work and they don't get healthy. And they are skinny and weak. So mashlimin you only do after bar mitzvah or immediately before, but to do shows there is no reason not to start earlier, and we do. A boy is 13 days and 1 year old, meaning he's on his 13th birthday or beyond that. A girl who's 12 years old. They don't know if they have 2 hairs or not. They have to get fast with the rest. And once they attain the age of majority, Chazaka, there's an assumption Shebi Simoni that he has or she has the two hairs. But I feel Einanu Roim until Simoni, even though we don't see Simoni now, Chashina we take into account Shem and Nashim, maybe they fell off. Because it's a subject of Raisa, basket of Kippur, the Machmer. I feel Rach v'Kachush, even if it was soft and weak. I feel Nasa ben Yom Yom Kippurim. And even if it's becoming 13, only on Yom Kippur itself. So we still fast all day. Okay, unless we know with clarity, Shlevi has so he hasn't yet have any hair. His private parts under his armpits. Private parts. If we know for sure he's an adult, but we say he can't tolerate it fast and he's going to get sick. So then it's just like though the Shal Barof, you have to ask the doctors. But Dina Kochochem, and it's like any other sick person who's borrowed with Simon, tough ration ches, which we'll clarify later on. Ben Labas. No difference between a boy and a girl in this respect. Tough ration Zayin. Supposed to have tough ration Zayin. Then into tough ration ches. Didn't you last Yom Kippur, women who gave birth or is giving birth on Yom Kippur, Vubaros, women who are pregnant, Minikos, women who are nursing. Aleph, Ubaros and Minikos, women who are pregnant or nursing, Misanos, Mashivas Yom Kippur, they must fast the entire day. Yom Kippur, Kishar, like other people. Fail B'Tishvav at the Inkain. Even Tishvav, that's halacha. K'mosh Kosam B'Sim Tav Kuf Nundal. Shumdain, B'hem Shum Sakora Shizan, there's no danger if they fast. And they can't hit cholos unless they're ill. Blavach in any man, for a different reason. And their status, like all sick people, all sick women, it's going to clarify next to me. However, a pregnant woman will smell the fragrance of food. The uber meriach, where the fetus smells it. I don't know if that's actually the case, but it doesn't have to be that way in order to be a sakana. So that her smelling rate is particularly problematic for her because it provokes her desire uncontrollably. If the mother does not eat in this situation, then both she and the child are in danger. How we know this is true? How we know this is an issue? We're talking about she looks differently. Her countenance is different. That she didn't tell us that she cries Chil Yom Kippur. So okay, I read that wrong. Because if her countenance has changed, even though she hasn't said I need it. Oh, or she said I need it. But even though her face and countenance has not changed. And then the other healthy person, when he says I have to break my fast. If his face countenance is not changed, not pale or whatever, you can't believe without a doctor. It's clear who not sure what he means. When he gets his madriga, his face will change. Yeah, okay, it means it's like this. If your face does not change, we don't have to assume you have the level of illness which you need in order to be able to break the Yom Kippur. Because it's if your person change, we don't necessarily trust that you are in a state of danger, and where your face has changed, even if you don't admit it, then we do consider danger. But the woman giving birth is believed even if her face does not change. It's very prevalent among pregnant women that they have this intense weakness. The Bishop Bura says, the Chasam Sofer says, uh, I think he's something against doctors, but I remember. Nevertheless, the sick person, he or himself, who knows the business of the soul, he can take this. He can break his fast. I'm not sure. Read the last words of the sip. Achamu bears the man when woman's pregnant is believed on below shanos upon him without a face changing mitzach is then motzi muberes because it's prevalent by pregnant women to have this type of illness. Beis muberes v'sharicha k'mashkasavnu. A woman who's pregnant who smelled the fragrance. Lo chashim bazna. We whisper in her ear. Shayomu Yom Kippur. The days Yom Kippur. Maybe she'll realize that she'll strengthen herself and not give in to the temptation. Shatzion says, Meiri says that we add on to and say to her that there's a promise, a guarantee on a fetus that if she calms down, she can be certain that her fetus will have Yira Shamayim. Okay. So that's the precedent by the Gemara. If after we whispered in her ear, Taiva went away, her appetite went away, like Gemara says, Mutav is best. If she doesn't cool down as a result, then give it to eat less than a shear, like less than a gazayas every 4 minutes or so. Because she's by the Simon Abba, we'll see in the next Simon explicitly. Becholet by a sick person. But if it seems it's not enough for her, she has to eat a lot in a short amount of time. In order to lose the appetite, give it to eat a lot. To do pachos mikashir. Any person smells a good fragrance from a good food, his countenance changes. This is this kind of shisha. He's stocking and can be in danger. Don't give him from the food. So Ganki knows the pachas mikashir. We also give him less than a shear. The mistama speakers probably will be enough for him. If you made him a speaker, if he's not that enough, then you give him whatever he needs to get. Yeah. Place represent Rabbah. Okay. But you should know that if I am embarrassed, sometimes a woman is pregnant, she gets calmed down by tasting even a drop. So the first thing they do is put like a fork inside the gravy, and they stick it into her hand, obviously, and to her mouth. Mutav, if that works. Oh, is the berotim, not the gravy itself, something in the gravy. If that doesn't work, daita. When you start that, you know, give her not something in the sauce, but the sauce itself. That's not up good from the food itself. But still try to do kashir if it's possible. The woman gave birth within 3 days of her giving birth. I feel Bria, even as hell, she's healthy. She says she doesn't have to eat. That's what he said. She's not allowed to fast. The Kimul Chachamim have determined the Shetistaki, but the Yisr is going to be put in danger by fasting. But give her less than the shear each time. What's going on exactly here? Yeah, Paul's Shir. Not really adding much to that. Um, when her friends say she doesn't have to do it. All right, it's not important for this purpose. Um, um, okay, Mishlosh Shiva from 3 days after birth to 7 days after birth, and Shabbos Tivan, that women are not equal in their nature. Um, Yeshachol Sheichos Lisba Tines Bloshim Nezet Laguf, those who tolerate fast without any damage to their body. Uh, and so those who can't tolerate. Totally. But therefore, it depends on what she says. She says, I need it. Machir so we can eat. Being mama, she says, ain't we don't. I don't eat. I mean, we don't eat it. Menichem also lisanos. She says, I don't eat food. Then we allow her to fast. Preferably, of course, you do pachas most sheer initially, if that suffices. Um, which way up to again? Sorry. Um, so again, Mishlosh Shiva, Eno shows in the Tivan, they're not equal in the nature. Yesha holds these both. There's some women who tolerate, have kindness to pass Loshum Nezek, without any damage, Laguf to the body, Yesha Emil Cholis, and then those who can't, can't totally bad, therefore it's up to her. Imo Maris, she says, I need it. Lechol, Tzrichani Lechol, must eat me, Machlin, so we give her to eat. So now this Mishnah says a story about where friends say she doesn't have to eat, or the doctor say she doesn't have to eat. So she says she needs it. We give her food to eat and drink. Pachas malchus mikashir. If it's manen you'll do a shame about some you to me shein of tzricha. I'm not sure it's true anymore, but they're always going to say they don't need to eat. They can't line this. Im Yeshua Israel, Im Yeshua, if there's a doctor, Yishalu Eitzarover, they should inquire with the doctor. You have not, Yaginu Nashi, because some women who are expert in this should say so. The Yeshua, there's the case of Dam, Machimo, Pachas, Pachas, and Shir, give less than Shir, the Sabin Pachas, Lahakel, the Sabin Pachas that you give it to eat. When the doubt, you give it to eat. But she, less than Shir. When we shiva lahalam from 7 days after birth and onwards. Harei could she's like a sick person who's not in danger. She's born and her luck is like other illnesses of that sort. Bracket says Yamash. He says with Korban Asano says in order to reject the Torah Shulchan Aruch from the words of the Rosh, it's not kasha. It's not comparable to eating. I don't know why I started this. Okay. Well, it's because it's brackets here, but Lokash Kanta ain't the thing in the Machil Rak Rakil Das. When it comes to eating, only she can assess the situation. Avotori let us hang Yodos, but when it comes to assessing the women who have already given birth 30 days before, then the doctors have the greater authority. Hey, Yamim She'elu, sorry. No, hey. Elu Yamim Elu Imonim was somebody is late. These days don't count from 24 hours from time o'clock to 9 o'clock. Going Yod B'Tishrei, so if she gave birth on the 7th day of Tishrei in the evening, Emachim Osab Yom Kippurim in Lom Ratzichani. The even though So the ain't zim nemechil raki odas. So only she can say tzrichani. And tzrichani letter say anything else rely on other people because it's much more objective, I guess. I'm sorry, I went back. These days you don't. No, I didn't. No, I did. Sorry, I went back to the brackets. Hey, again. Let's do it again. One of the time it says I'm going by 24 hours a day. Going meals that was Tisha she gave birth on Sunday. Tisha Be'er in the evening. You can't give it to Yom Kippur even though it's it's on the third day. The Zion, Ches, Tes, the fourth day, Yud. Right, still. We don't go by, we go by 24-hour days, not 72 hours, not by no, it's the other way around. So if she gave birth on Zion Tishrei in the evening, so Zion to Ches would be one day, Ches to Tes would be another day, Tes to Yud would be 3 days, but it's less than three complete days. Mace lace. Because Zion Tishrei at night. So therefore you can't you don't count Mace lace because still if it's 3 days according to a normal count, day 1, day 2, day 3. So you can't give them the on that Yom Kippur unless they say tzrichani. Even though it's less than 3 days till Yom Kippur in the evening, come. Then must came and Yom Kippurim. We don't reveal it. Yom Kippur is the 4th day after she gave birth. Dina kilachal shlosh yami halachas like after 3 days. Konyan tirim hochim al inyan zeh. They yeah, it's like after 3 days, and that's how we deal with all natural phenomena. The Shabur brings down that the Arpos can say you do go by 24-hour out days. And he says the Bris shows Yaakov that some his Makel doesn't lose as a result, but it shows people how it's Makashir. He's consistent with that. Okay, Tafesh Yud Ches. The laws of the people who are ill on Yom Kippur. It's a long day. Alf Dad the Mishnah Mugmara Poskim Mevor the Achilas the Chayla Yom Kippurim. They all say eating Yom Kippur Tali Beroifim, and has to do with the doctors, the Chayla Atzmo, and the sick person himself. Kamosha Shanim Mishnah Sham like on Mishnah Chayla Machinos Al Pi Bekim. Person sick of him deep based on what experts say. In ancient Kim, there are no experts say Machinos Al Pi Atzmo. We give him deep based on what he says. There's no doctor and an ill person cannot express their own thoughts. It's like it is by most diseases. We don't get a doctor, at least not back then, and they can't assess themselves. We know the Chol himself always true to, I'm sorry, was the Machmer. The Ein Lamid al Devorov. I guess we shouldn't sustain based on what he says, because he'll say he needs to fast. It seems to Lomar the Choldim, she's Barohem, Cholim, Shen Yodim, Yeshem, Sakhalov. Generally speaking, all these halachas have to do with Cholim. We don't know if he's Zakon or not. Shakon is sickness which has danger and Kadlo Shaila. There's no question below Deos and no opinions. Upshita Savish Eminichim Loli Saros. We don't allow it to fast. In the Sakon, there's no great Sakon. Mani cross a Korak Shekin Kan Rofe. How do you determine Sakon if no doctor is present? Near it. So when he's bedridden, any holy remedy can't get off it. How many holy shish puts on it? The holy is in danger. Or there, kind of skin disease. I feel in Yesham Suffolk. And slain who have a something called nefesh. it was a question of no never. So it's Harei Sorry Bill never Gamke Doch Shabbos Yonta push off Shabbos Yonta as well. Based on them, Divi Ram Perk based in the class Loni Arcane. Doesn't see no way. Ram Reich Kas Chaylo Shishbo Sakana Chaylo is in danger. Shishal Chobin wants to eat in a kippur. Api Sharofi and Bekim only Shin Tzarch, even though expert doctor says he doesn't need to Machino, so we'll let him eat Akan Shono. Okay. Question from Mishabur was would it have to be Yisrael, not Yisrael. Obviously, you can get Yisrael who's Bucky, that's best. If you can't, come on, go. Hareda Filu, Biesh Lo Sakara, even as even there is might be Sakara, Hitzich Lamir Sakhela Lashoy Sakho, it's feeling the sick person say he has to eat. Achem Shamar the Zeb Moko shall rope him. But possibly that's the case. The doctor says he doesn't have to eat. There are no doctors. But then we don't even need what he says. Should that he needs to have it. So give him to eat without any questions. That seems to be the primary halacha ma'isa. Give him to eat. Because not enough doctors go around, so they're not so much. I was doctors back then. Again, I'll change some rofim. When there are doctors, we also need no doctors. Also don't need to say anything. It doesn't have to say shit tzarich. So just get eat. That seems to be the primary halacha. You cannot be. Don't ask. If there's danger, how the doctor say he doesn't have to eat? There's several types of illness we don't have to eat. Therefore, not eating will not damage them. However, this has to do with the expertise of the doctor. Maybe the machla understands the illness. Maybe he understands that this illness does not require eating or drinking. That's only if there's a doctor in the house. If there is none, no doctor from us. If there's the sakara, you give him to eat, and to drink. Like any other day. I'll put this year. I was giving all the food stuff you normally give him, but you have to give him pachas mikashir. He must be close because have enough to go around. Kamoshi is part of the family, like it's going to become clear in front of us. Yeshlim, there's illnesses, should go for some, he, beribu, achila. Their healing is by eating more. Come about the shech chapesh, going suchtaka, oder. I just had them before. Yeah. The way last me, pachas the share, but this lesson share is not suffice. Tzinu tell them, harbe, they have given a lot. Kavas Navsham as they desire, the Zarfas, and that's what's going to heal them.